Hi, I'm Mike from Cookstown Greens, and this is our beet field. So with our processes here, we like to keep things very neat and tidy, especially with organic growing. We can make it easier for weeding. So I have an air seeder that I use, which is more precision, so I can make the spacing to the size that I want. I'll typically before that run a tractor through with a bed maker on it to make these hills perfect size for 4 rows that we have here, and I'll roll them out to make them flat so it's a good seed bed. So with my precision seeder, it's got 4 beets. It has 4 different rows that are spaced for our weeding tools, and because we grow our beets for 1 pound packages, I like to keep them between like the 2 and 3 inches of diameter. So we will set that for the beet seed. It seeds them precision at that spacing, and the germination's about 5 to 7 days. Because we have a lot of trees on the south side of us, so in the morning, obviously the sun rises over there, this whole corner of the field gets shaded. And on my earlier beets this year, I also did some testing with some shade spots. I didn't actually find much of a difference. We had enough daylight through the day that didn't seem to affect them. Typically they want to absorb as much light as they can, so they do like the heat. They grow fast. They're about 60 days from seeding to harvest, so they are fairly quick, well, for summer anyways. And yeah, in the watering, we just try to keep the water moist. We don't want to oversaturate the beets, but we want to make sure that the water is available for the beet to take up any water. So beets will grow above the soil, so we will just actually look at the size of the beet. Because we use organic raw seed, you don't always get the exact germination and the right exact growth of the seeds because they're all a bit different. So we typically will try to harvest beets when the majority of them are the right size. So when we and because of the spacing, sometimes you get beets that don't germinate because the germination rate of the batch could be less than 100. So there will be gaps where you don't get the beet growing. So where there's gaps, beets will grow bigger. Where there's double seeded, they'll get smaller. So we typically try to find the right size, and then we'll just go through and pick them. We do hand grade in the field, so we'll separate the large from the small. So yeah, most vegetable or root crops anyway should be cooled immediately. So it's typically not a good idea to harvest when it's really hot outside. It's better like if it's really first thing in the morning or in the day, end of the day, or overcast, like kind of a sunny day. Today probably wouldn't be ideal for conditions for picking. But because we also do top our beets, we will hand cut them with scissors or knives to take the tops off, load bins up, and take them right into storage. So if we were to do it on like an average day, we'd probably do 1 bed with my crew, and then take the tractor, load the trailer, and put it straight into the fridge to cool down right away.
Great.
And I find them a pretty easy crop to grow once you get them started. They do suppress the weeds a bit because they do have such large tops. So on a field like this, for organic, if you can get the weeding done like in the early stages, when the beets haven't really produced a large leaf yet, once they do produce that leaf, it'll shade the weeds out, and then you can get fields where like you might get the odd weed that pops up, but for that purpose, like that's the best thing I can really say.
That is a fun fact.